Right, important question though. What's the best konbini? What is your convenience store of choice?
Okay, I started with 7-Eleven, but I think I got converted to Lawson's.
Yes!
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I feel like all the normies, they start 7-Eleven,
Yes.
and it's like, okay, yeah, the fried chicken's good. Like, and I was right next to the 7-Eleven as well. Like, I had walk out my door, 2-minute walk, 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
So like I definitely still go there for like the easy ones, but if I could make it to Lawson's, it was an extra like 5-minute walk.
I always walk the extra distance or drive the extra mile for the Lawson's because it's just so much better.
Yeah.
The coffee's decent. The food they have.
The sandwiches as well.
Those hot bento things with the katsu things they have are so good. They don't miss. Lawson's really up the game.
Yeah.
And they're snacks. They're like own brand snacks. Like the nuts and stuff.
they're so much better.
They're so
as well.
good.
Lawson branded stuff. Yeah,
They're so good.
It's really good.
Because the thing I noticed is that 7-Eleven has like 1 or 2 like good food pieces, I think.
Yeah.
And just that's it. And everything else is just overshadowed.
And Family Mart is sadness.
All my homies hate Family Mart.
And they're everywhere in Tokyo.
Only the real ones.
They run Tokyo as
went to
well.
a Family Mart. I just in my area there was none.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so weird. It pains me whenever someone goes to Japan and they were like, "I got some Family Mart chicken and I fucking loved it." And I'm
Family
like,
Mart chicken's dog shit, dude.
Oh no,
It's dog shit.
I'm calling you out, Chris.
No, Chris is converted to Lawson's.
Has he? Okay. That's how you know.
It only took him 10 years.
Well, because he was telling me that apparently, like 10 years ago, like Lawson's just wasn't that good, and it was pretty bad. And then they had like a massive revamp like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, right.
And kind of just were like, we're redoing everything.
Yo, season 2 Lawson.
Yeah, so they
Fucking slaps.
they
dude.
just like up the game, and then like now like they collaborate with like Muji, which is a Japanese kind of IKEA but more minimalist. And, they just have all of like their really nice stuff in their stores. Like it's really nice. Like Lawson's
Muji
great.
food also slaps.
Dude, everything they have there is so good.
Yeah. What else did you enjoy about Japan when you were living there?
Oh geez. I mean, we did a stint in Kyoto for like a couple weeks.
Nice.
Well, actually not a week, but that was like beautiful.
Was there a lot of tourists back when you were living there?
I did not see many in Osaka. I did not see many at all.
Wow.
Oh wow!
Like no.
I went the other week and there was so goddamn.
Well,
many.
I've heard now, like post-COVID, all of Japan is just
yeah.
like
It's fucked
on
right
crazy
now, yeah.
right now. Which makes sense. Like couldn't go for so long, and everybody I felt like had this kind of like I want to travel, and I think Japan is it for everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
myself included.
What was your biggest culture shock when you got there? Like, what was the one thing where you're like, whoa, Japan is epic?
Oh, that's a good question.
It was the vending machines.
Honestly, it was just how good the trains were.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Our public transport is dog
Oh, my God.
shit.
Yeah, compared to here?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Nah, like they so efficient, man.
Yeah.
And I think I remember once I was in there in the morning, like 6 a.m. and it was like everybody going to work. And it was like a stampede of like workers in suits.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, yeah.
actually like dystopian. Yeah. Like seeing, it was like in unison. They were walking almost like an army, like just into these train stations. Like that was crazy. Because that was my first, kind of experience with the trains, and then like figuring out how it works. And once you work it out, you're like, wow, this is so efficient and so great. Like
You're like color go here. and
Yeah,
swap to
literally.
this
Yeah.
color. Yeah.
nah.
It makes sense. I'm curious because you mentioned that your trip got cut short, and obviously you were only there for 2.5 months. But you must have moved there maybe when COVID murmurs were kind of already beginning.
Yeah.
So what was that kind of like? That 2 months of like
You probably
monitoring
lived
it?
there the same time that we moved there, actually. 'Cause
Yeah,
we,
that's what
we
I
moved
was-
there like 3 months before COVID hit.
Actually, no. We moved in October, and then COVID lockdown officially kind of started
March.
late April.
Yeah,
I think.
March,
yeah.
March, April-ish.
I think I left late February.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So it must have been roughly the same time.
Yeah, roughly
Yeah.
the same time.
So I traveled to America in February of COVID, and that was when they started asking. Like, it wasn't everywhere yet. There was a few cases dotted around, but they were like, "Oh, have you been to China in the past 14 days?"
Yeah.
You're like, "No, why?" And they'd be like, "No reason."
No reason. Yeah, no, like I was definitely like every day, like I think everybody was, right? Like especially like being in Asia when it originated in China, it was like kind of like my family were like, well, I don't know if it's
people didn't know anything.
we didn't know all in the
assuming
dark
everything.
and you're seeing all these articles and it's like, well, I don't know to believe this guy, that guy's account on a sheet somewhere going up every day. Like, what's the count today? Yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of like I felt like I could have got stuck there forever, and maybe like I think for you guys it sounded like it was all right.
Yeah.
Stuck there, you know what I mean?
Worked
Like,
out for us. Yeah.
Worst things
Actually,
could
yeah,
happen.
if you'd have stayed, you probably would have been stuck there for the
Yeah,
for a year.
100%. Yeah, a full year, and like I didn't know if I was keen to do that, because like I liked where I lived, but like I lost all the luxuries. Oh, different. Yeah, no, there's like because it was winter, and I was in this like I'm not kidding, concrete castle. So like it was cold as shit. So like
Did it have AC or heating?
it had heating, but then you get like super dry. Like so, I tried not to use it. And I tried to have all these like I'd use it in combination with like an air or.
Moisture humidifier.
Yeah, humidifier.
Yeah, I
That's
thought
the one.
humidifiers were stupid until I moved to Japan.
Yeah, literally same.
Okay,
Never
I
had
needed
one
to
before.
survive.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, like I missed my space because you don't get
You don't get the space in Japan.
and I was pretty central to Osaka as well,
Right.
so like I was really not getting a lot of space.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, oh, I don't know if I could do this for,
Right.
8-10 months. Plus,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I wasn't trying to be in a pandemic in a country where I don't speak the language. Like,
Yeah,
Right, that makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah. How did you find like the nightlife there? Because Osaka has a pretty like good nightlife scene.
Yeah, no, we went out pretty like not too often, but like we definitely had like good connections. So like where my girlfriend was working at the time, she had like connections with some of the nightclubs running there, and so we'd go out, and I actually became really good friends with one of the promoters at a couple of clubs. He'd
Oh wow.
show us all these different clubs, and it was a good time. It was a really good time. I'm gonna hit him up when I go back for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Shout out my boy Mike. But yeah, no, I don't know. What did you guys like experience going out? Like I know I've heard a couple bits of you talking about like getting rejected at certain places and stuff.
Some places don't want you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Nothing like insane. I mean, we normally just go to bars. I don't think
Yeah.
we're not
Like-
big into clubs.
Initially, when we moved there, we tried to go to like the local izakayas and stuff like that, and then eventually we were just like, I think I just like bars now, you know?
Yeah, I'm definitely in that bar scene now. Like
If I have to shout to talk to you,
it's not fun for anyone.
Yeah. It just like every time I have to shout out sumimasen, like I feel like as a Brit, part of my lifespan just like decreases, you know? Because I know I have to do it, but I haven't gotten used to it yet.
Yeah.
So did you get to try a lot of like new Japanese foods like that? Like okay, so there's like the normal like mainstream kind of like ramen, sushi. Did you manage to try like any other like cuisines that aren't as like popular?
So I tried one of those like expensive Kobe beef experiences.
Oh yeah, of course.
All right, now where are they? So they overrated or underrated? Where are we doing?
Okay, is Kobe beef overrated?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you that.
I think it is. Yeah.
I think it is.
It's great, but it's like it's kind of a one-off thing. 'Cause it's super fatty.
Yeah.
It's really rich and really heavy.
It's like
so,
a once or twice a year thing. You know?
Like,
Yeah.
I still prefer a normal steak. Like
Yeah.
a great
Yeah.
normal steak for me is still better than great Wagyu beef. Because like
Yeah.
Wagyu beef is, I mean, it doesn't even taste the same as steak. It's
No,
just-
it doesn't.
Yeah,
it's,
no.
it's fat.
Yeah.
It's fat with a bit of meat in it.
But like I had one of those ones where it's like you sit down and they've got the plate.
teppanyaki?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they do that with the Kobe, and it was like, okay, this is kind of a vibe.
Yeah, I did that in Kobe recently, and it was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, you guys would have done a few, like, surely, because you guys do like the Japanese travel video, like, type of things. Like, surely you've done a few stints of like,
Yeah, I mean,
Kobe.
not even just filming it, just trying out the experience, because of course you have to, and I remember when I did it, they had like the option of just like the amount of beef but you could order an extra large portion as well, and I'm like, I'm getting like the top tier beef, man. I got to get the extra large portion.
Fuck yeah, you got it.
And I remember having like half of it, and that half was like the perfect amount. That was like every bite was like godly. You see the fat. And then we got to the extra portion, and it was just too much, man.
Yeah.
Like it started going from tasting like godly to like I actually feel sick now.
Yeah, I made that mistake when the first time I had the olive wagyu.
Oh,
That's crazy. It's
Yeah.
more white than pink.
Yeah.
I've
And it's
seen
like
that.
the first like 2 or 3 bites, it's just like, oh my god, I'm about to nut. And then and then the second half, I'm just like drinking olive oil at this point. It's just like I could feel my like pores just clogging up.
This is why like teppanyaki, like a traditional teppanyaki, is the best way to do it, because you'll have like a full course meal of like other stuff like veg, fish,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all done on this thing, and then you'll have one course of like, all right, we'll give you a little bit of like maybe fatty beef or whatever.
Like I
So
understand
good.
why the portions are so small now.
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah.
oh, that is the optimal amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem is that it's like fucking $200 to $300.
Also, it is
it's
cost.
so expensive. But if you have a little bit of money, definitely recommend doing it.
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
sure.
No, it was
It's definitely worth.
What,
burning some
what did
money
you
on
think of it?
No, it was awesome. But my question to you guys: have you guys done the pufferfish? What's it called?
Fugu?
Oh,
that's
that-
it.
Yeah,
That
that's overrated.
Okay, no, but like, what's about? I've heard that you get like a little sensation in your mouth. Like, obviously you can die.
This is pretty
right?
fucking
But-
bland when I had it.
Yeah.
I felt like it
It-
tastes like nothing.
It just
Yeah.
the problem is that like because one there's no flavor and two like unlike a lot of other sushi where you know it's you can like chew it through it and it's fine. For some reason, pufferfish is like it's really incredibly chewy, so they have to cut this thing like paper thin.
Yeah, right.
Because any thicker and you'll just be it's like chewing gum.
Yeah.
essentially.
wow, that's not what you want. No, that's
And
not
it's
the
like
kind of texture I'm
it's
going
like
for.
prohibitively expensive. There's like a 1 in like 10,000 chance you can die from eating it
Yeah.
as well. And I'm just like, is it worth it?
Sounds
Yeah.
like
No.
that just sounds awful.
It's all just for the
Yeah.
prestige.
Weigh it up.
You have to admire humans for just hearing it's poisonous
Yeah.
and just being like, we can find a way. we got it.
Yeah.
Why did we even get here? Like,
Like, 'cause surely people had to die multiple times before
Yeah.
they were like, come on.
Well, they have to
We-
train like
there must
10
be
years,
something
right?
in here. Yeah.
It's like we could just stick to no. We're doing this.
Yeah.
We've
If I-
decided.
if I had to pick the most overrated Japanese food, it would actually be pufferfish.
Yeah.
Because it tastes like shit. So it's the only taste you get is the taste of like the soy sauce. And you basically just eat it for the danger, you know?
Maybe
Thrill seeking.
maybe
Yeah.
a controversial opinion here. I think ramen in Japan is it's good, but I also think it's pretty good outside of Japan now. Like, I don't think it's necessarily much better in Japan compared to like some nice places.
you
that
getting
I've
some
had.
good ramen in Wales?
Not Wales.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Not Wales.
I
Like,
think if you pay enough money,
Yeah.
like the more like I guess like not luxury but like
Yeah.
expensive ramen places outside of Japan, I think have gotten to the point where it's pretty difficult to differentiate between like one made in Japan, one made outside of Japan. But the advantage that Japanese ramen has is the price factor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Because
that's-
it's
yeah,
like
for sure,
if you
for sure.
buy like a $10 ramen in Japan, 9 times out of 10, it's pretty fucking good.
Right.
But if you buy a $10 ramen outside of Japan,
No, that was like
one
20
time
bucks,
out of 10,
yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
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 But there's like
yeah.
a bunch, like when I was in Vancouver, they have so many actual just Japanese like version, like Japanese like Vancouver counterpart to a Japanese restaurant that exists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I had like Hokkaido ramen in Vancouver that tasted just like it would in Japan.
Well, I think it
And was
definitely
run by
helps as well
Japanese
that like
people. Yeah.
Vancouver has such a high like Asian population.
Yeah,
there
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
I think
So
that's
the demand is.
I think that's less to do with Japan and more to do with just Vancouver being like having an amazing
Yeah,
food culture.
Yeah.
I think that the point I was kind of trying to get at is that like I don't think if you're coming to Japan, you only got like a week. I don't think you need to get ramen. I think there's a lot of other stuff that you just cannot get outside of Japan.
Yes.
like unagi. I've never
Yeah.
seen outside of Japan.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
unagi?
It's eel.
Eel.
Oh,
That's-
yeah, I
yeah.
had it. Yeah,
It's like smoked and then grilled and then coated with this really nice like sauce.
Yeah.
It's like a
Rice.
kind of like barbecue kind of sauce.
Yeah, I had it and I was freaking out. 'Cause I was like, "Fuck, man, I don't want to eat eel." but,
No,
like,
it's so good.
yeah, it was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel outside of Japan, eel just has this like weird thing.
Yeah,
of
I
being
would-
like, I'm not
yeah.
fucking eating an eel.
Yeah.
No, dead set though. That's
I
it.
would not eat. I think Japan eats like half the world's eels or something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have been. I made that the fuck up.
Okay, let's get-
It's
Definitely,
something-
I'd say it's definitely the highest.
It's
Yeah.
it's like an insane amount that Japan eats like a good chunk of the world's percentage of eels.
Yeah.
It's like almost
It's
impressive.
because it's the
Because-
only
because they
country
cook
that's
it
actually
well.
managed to make it good.
Yeah.
and they're 100% of the food.
The British tried it and we were just like, let's just put in fucking jelly in it.
Japanese eel.
that shit's that's so
I
disgusting.
still want to try that.
Oh, no, you don't.
I just want to see
man. No,
how
you don't.
bad it is.
It comes to fucking pie. They just put your pie on the side. Like it can't be good if it
Yeah.
comes with a pie on the side.
If I had to say one Japanese food that I think you shouldn't need to try if you come to Japan, Japanese curry.
I've had so many outside of Japan.
Yeah, I think Japanese curry tastes like the same everywhere.
I think so.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
It's pretty easy to replicate.
Yeah.
yeah, it is. Like it's one that is of like it's a nice comfort food. There's a place where I'm like, fuck yes, give me some Japanese
Yeah,
curry.
for
But
sure.
holy shit, I've said some outrageous things about things tasting the same over my years in Trash Taste, but I do genuinely think that Japanese curry does taste the same no matter where you are in the
Yeah,
world.
because it's so easy, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the simplest one to make. Like it's like just straight up just the most standardized curry that you can get out of all the different types of curry.
Yeah,
and
you
it's
can buy
like
those home blocks where you just snap a block.
Yeah.
put it in boiling
Yeah.
water, and
Yeah.
you have curry.
And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, kokoichi as well, especially, is like almost everywhere now at this point, and it really does just like taste the same everywhere.
Yeah.
Their cauliflower rice is pretty good. Though.
Cauliflower rice is dope.
They do like, if you don't want the carbs, you can just get shredded cauliflower as rice. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
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 Don't
okay.
feel as guilty.
Yeah.
Ha-
No,
Oh,
sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, have you guys seen the? I saw it on TikTok the other week. It was like these frozen ramen packs you can get, and apparently it's meant to be like restaurant quality. And like, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not a cap.
If you go to Lawson's or anything,
Yeah.
and you have ramen, it's frozen.
Yeah.
And so that when you put it in the microwave for like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
when you're heating up the oil again, it like dissolves and then boils again.
Yeah.
And it is decent. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
It's better
not
than cup
restaurant.
ramen, but it's nowhere near.
I honestly
like,
kind of prefer cup ramen to those ramens.
Yeah, really.
I
I've
do,
never
yeah.
tried them. I was wondering if you guys have, but yeah, you have.
I used to live off them for like 2 weeks when I moved to Japan.
yeah, I kind of like.
That's a weeb diet right there.
Yeah.
So I was
It's
like-
funny because I kind of like got off ramen after I moved to Japan.
It was super bad for you. It's,
Yeah, it was-
yeah,
it's
it's not
horrible
great.
for
Yeah,
you. It's so much
Because
salt.
I'd realize after every time I'd have like a big ramen, it would just like kind of like knock me out for a few hours. Because it's not one of those meals where you can just have a nice ramen. It's one of and just like move on. It's just like after you have a ramen, you need to just sit down for a second.
feel
and just-
bloated.
and
Yeah,
just
so
digest.
bloated.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I actually like have not had much ramen since I've moved to Japan. I've actually like sushi. I have sushi quite a lot though.
Yeah.
Sushi has not gone down.
Oh yeah, of course.